All right, everyone. So I'm going to introduce you to one of the stand-up joint manipulations called an arm lock. And we're going to do a bunch of variations on them. Okay, so we're going to do the first one, which is offensive. So we're going to start from here. I'm going to have Sensei Robert help me. I'm just going to reach over with my thumb down. Then I'm going to reach over with my thumb down. I'm just going to kind of do a warm-up from here like this, right? So the idea is, my understanding of the word Charlie horse is creating space between two major muscle groups, like two arm here, the bicep, or anywhere that's just two major, especially when you get a dead leg, when you strike and create space. So here, I want to put my thumb in the middle from here, in between the thumb and the index finger. And I'm going to dig it in. Make sure there's no holes in my grips from here. I'm going to twist it and bring it to my chest. Then I'm going to have my other hand join it. Notice my hands do not touch each other. So I'm not doing this from here. I'm going to step right foot forward, and I'm going to do this technique called winging, like a bird. So my arm comes over from here. My arms comes over. So I'm standing in a good stance. I push up with the left hand, with my bicep and tricep push down on this one. Notice I do not go down with him. So it's not like this. I'm going down, okay? There are many variations of this move, turning it into different moves, but this will be the most basic. So let's have you do it, please.
Sure.
So reach over, right? Twist it, bring it up, give it to your other hand, right? Both hands grab, stepping left foot. No, you want to remove step for a second. Here's a hint. You want to step with the same leg that does the winging. So wing over, step to a horse stance, push up and down, that's it. Come back down. Common mistake is a lot of people hold it like this, elbows are so high. It's a very comfortable move. So I want to hold on to very comfortable from here. Push up and push down here at the same time. One thing that, because we're doing it offensive, I want to introduce you to blanketing. Blanketing means instead of me reaching for the hand and he'll pull back, right? I'm going to start from the shoulder. So I'm going to blanket the hand, so if he pulls back, I still end up with it. Then I'm going to come up and do the same thing. So I want to blanket, bring it up, step in, push up, and push down from here. So that's your basic arm lock. Now we're going to do the variations. All right, so we did the offensive version of the arm lock. Now I'm going to do different versions. First one is lapel. So I'm actually grabbing his shirt. So what he does, he reaches over, same kind of thing, twists it, gives it to the other hand. Okay, don't touch, elbows nice and low, relax, step in to a horse stance, push up and push down. There you go. So that's off lapel. So if somebody comes and grabs from here, right? Now there's a couple things. You could do that before I even grab. So while I'm coming, there you go. He's already into it from here. Now remember the basic energy drill. If I'm being pushed, I'm gonna step back. If I'm being pulled, I'm gonna step forward. Right, so we want to go kind of with the energy of this. So one more time, grab with this hand, please. So when you grab, the first thing is, I'll do a little bit of detail for you. I'm going to push up. I know it's over first, okay? But the only thing I don't like about this one is I'm not covered. I'm kind of, this hand is kind of almost prison to this side. So I'm going to push up with this one. He'll resist by pushing down. Then when he does, I'm going to reach over. Now I'm going to twist into it. Step in, I'm going. If he bend from here like this, if he doesn't let me go over, I'm gonna do a Z break. From here like this, notice there's a Z. We'll get into that later on the first one. But right now, I wanna pull or I step in. I wanna put the pressure above the elbow from here, push up and push down with my back straight when you hold on to it. You can always motivate them, a little bit of pain from here on this wrist. But again, make sure you have no holes in your grips when you're doing it, okay? So one more time, he comes in, grabs. I'm gonna push up, twist it, give it to my other hand, step in, push up, push down. Or I could reach over, twist it, push up, and do it. Now remember, if he grabs really hard and I don't have the chance to do any of them, I could reach for the other hand, come up and do it this way. That's why we learn how to do the offensive one. So if somebody grabs really hard, there's one hand that's down. So that's arm lock from lapel grip. All right, so we've done offensive, we did lapel, now we're gonna go outside wrist. So remember, when somebody grabs your wrist, first thing is open fingers. Expands your whole forearm, right? There's a webbing right here. So what I wanna do, instead of going like this, I'm gonna bend my knees and I'm gonna use my weight to bring his arm up. When I do, I'm just gonna give it to this hand. Now I step in, I got the same hold. Again, back to arm lock. Again, notice, I can reach over from here and do it also. Again, from here, grabbing it, both hands step in. I just like the idea of while he's coming, I'm gonna sit, kind of dip, grab here, step in, and push down. That's an arm lock. Okay, so why don't you try it this time? So from here, notice, he's gonna drop down, picks it up with a web, gives it to the other hand, step in to a horse stance, push up and push down. So that's arm lock from outside wrist. All right, so we've done a couple different versions. Now we're gonna do cross sleeve grab. I know it's kind of a silly grab because you're like, who's gonna come and go like this? But there's a purpose into it, and this is just a tool to get you to understand that. When he reaches over, this one, like this, a little lower, like this. From here, the idea is, in order for me to do an arm lock, I don't have to necessarily grab him with my grips. I can pull this up with my hand. See, that traps the arm. Now I can grab here, step in, and push up with one hand and push down with this one. Notice the arm is trapped. So there's, especially in grappling or joint manipulation, that will come handy. But this is just the way we teach this. So he reaches over from here like this, fingers up, I attack at the same time, step in, push up, and push down. So that's an arm lock from cross sleeve grab. All right, so we're gonna go to another version. This one kind of creative, it's kind of fun, and that's called single grab from behind. So I'm gonna grab him from here. So notice he has two options. He can turn this way, he can turn this way. And we're gonna talk about how to end up with arm lock with both of them. So if he goes this way, he's gonna dip this shoulder, literally just circle, and keep circling with your body, step into it, and you end up in a beautiful arm lock. Okay, watch again, go back. So it kind of sinks, drips it, and step forward, right there. So that's from, if he goes to the right. But if he goes to the left, which sometimes you might, instead of going, oop, I'm the wrong way, I gotta change my mind, he'll just duck. And when you duck, now you end up in a beautiful arm lock again. I shouldn't say duck, it's more of a weave because you want to head up. So one more time, please. So we're gonna look this way. He's gonna look, drop, weave, come up, they're both hands grab. My hand is already twisted, and you got a beautiful arm lock. So that's single grab from behind. One more time. So one time you're gonna go this way, right? One time you're gonna go the other way. Go, weave, and forward. Now don't forget, in all of these, you can always strike, right? So if he grabs me from here, right in the middle, please, right there. So from here, see, I'm gonna dip, so my hand is right here. So if I need to strike or do anything, I could. But the whole idea is I want to use the power of the circle when I turn. So I end up completely the other way, okay, when I'm doing it. So that's arm lock from single grab from behind. All right, so we're gonna do an arm lock from a jab or a cross, okay? So here's how it goes. So from here, if he jabs, I want to parry it, right? From here, crosses, I'm gonna kind of parry it, even though parrying across is not the best idea. But we want to use a clock principle a little bit. What that means is that when he comes like this, he's my 12 o'clock, I'm gonna end up to 3 o'clock. And the way I want to do it is I'm gonna go with it, get out of the way. Then I push up with this one and down with the other one. So if he does, so let's stand over here, maybe we can see a little bit better. So when he comes in, from here, I'm gonna check it, bring my arms up, then I'm gonna give it to my other hand, get out of the line of fire, which is kind of the concept of flanking. By the way, I'm flanking to the side, then I got an arm lock. So if he does a cross, I'm gonna get out of the way, from here circle, then I'm gonna twist, and I'm gonna end up with it, okay? Not the best thing to do, knowing that the chances of you ever getting in a fight jab or cross are very slim. Usually it's a big overhand right or left or something. But for right now, if somebody just kind of reaches for me, anything forward, I'm going to get out of the way. When I'm going to get out of the way, I'm already winging it. So now I'm going straight forward. So that's basic arm lock for jab and a cross. All right, so we're going to demonstrate how to do an arm lock against a knife. Now, as much as I want to say these techniques are great, I think there's value into knowing the lesson, but I don't know how else to say this. Don't do this in the street, okay? Because it doesn't happen. The street is, especially with a knife, it's a whole different story. But this is a good way to kind of get the idea as to do it. So the first thing is, my hands are up. I'm going to use the clock principle. He steps in. I'm going to go out of the way, left foot, then right foot out. So I'm getting out of the line of fire, which is flanking and getting out of the way. Again, do it this hand, yeah. So from here like this, I'm going to get out of the way, just check the elbow and stepping out. Well, what happens is when I do that, so I end up from here like this, sliding it down. Now I'm going to twist it. Now I'm got an arm lock. Advantage of this, disadvantage. Advantage, I can take the blade out. Disadvantage, the knife is way too close to me, which I do not like. But the idea of breaking the elbow, that's much better to do, okay? So from here like this again, so it comes in, I go out of the way, twist it, put it in my armpit from here like this. In reality, I would fall on it. I would drop straight down with it. If the strike happens to be straight down, so same idea, I would go with him, let him stop himself, come up from here like this, I would twist it out and do the same thing. Again, way too close to the knife. Not my favorite thing to do. Slash, so if somebody goes like this and comes in this way, so I'm gonna lean back. When he comes, he's actually basically giving it to me. Super dangerous, okay? Like I said, I don't know if I would ever do these. There's some value into knowing it, but the statistics says this is not how usually the street. All right, so now that we did a lot of mechanical stuff, we're gonna do a static one, I should say. We're gonna do a dynamic version, which means I'm just gonna reach for him. I'm gonna try to grab his face, grab his wrist or whatever, and really gently, don't do this really hard. Just really kind of get out of the way. So I come in, he gets out of the way, that's good. I come in, gets out of the way, that's an arm bar, it's okay. You just do it with this hand, yeah. So reach over, go step out of the way, right there, that's it. Okay, so come in, come and grab it. He comes, I twist. So from here like this, I just want to get used to the idea of from here like this, he comes and grabs, I go in. Right, he comes in, I go in. So from here like this, if I grab him like this, he just turns, there you go, good. So zombie drill means to get you just kind of dynamically, just kind of move and try to make that basic arm lock work. So those are the basic variations for a stand-up arm lock.